Hey, welcome back to Whatever Garage. This episode, we're going to put the seals on both ends of this differential and the pinion seal. Why am I stepping on my freshly painted rear end? I do not know. We also got the new bushing and whatever you want to call that thing, the pin that goes into the back of the front suspension, the one I broke, or front leaf spring. All we need is this. It's in, so we can put it in. What else? I need to weld up those cuts I made on the front cross member. And then we need to run the Harbor Freight so I can buy some MAP gas and torch the living hell out of that rear bushing. So let's get started. All right, first things first is I think we'll replace the seals in this before I worry about that. Now the fun part is I don't know if this has enough oomph to get that off. And this is the only thing that is big enough to fit on there that I own. So let's see what happens. Well, maybe I should hold that. It's actually working. Holy sheep shit Batman. Woo, that stinks. Woo. Okay, now, best way to get that off. I need something. There we go. Trying to get the nut off. Not the nut, the nut's off. We got the nut off. That's gross. All right, now we need a puller. I believe I have one. Variety of items to use. I think that's going to be too big. That may work. But then I got this, and that's more of a ball joint thing, but I don't think I can get it down and around. Nope, so that's out. So it looks like we're back to this. Let's see. You're only going to get 2 jaws to work. Oh, maybe 3. Hold on. Maybe, baby. This is not going to be long enough to pull that out. So then we are back to this, which is the only thing I have left. Now, let's see how we can hook this bad boy up. What is the best way to set this sucker up so it'll quit rolling? 2x4 there. You're out of my way. Out of my way. And a little something there. Roll no more. Now, I'm probably just brain farting because I'm sure there is a much better way to pull this, but I just can't think of it right now. All right, I think we're good. Nice and tight. Who said nice and tight, dummy? Quit dropping the drill. You need it. Okay, you're under. You're under. Oh, look at that. It worked. Not a dumb idea if it works. All right. This thing might as well just not even have a seal in it the way it leaks. All right, we'll clean this off better elsewhere. I don't know why I had to do that right then and there. Let's look at this and see if it's anything like the seal we have, because it looks different. There's a part number on this one, though, so we can look this one up, hopefully. No name brand. Well, this says patent pending. We can probably look that one up. It's NS, or is that N5? That's NS, patent pending, 3714786. So if any of y'all out there give a shit, look it up for me. Let me know what it is. In the meantime, I'm going to go to that box. I guarantee our seal looks nothing like this. And I got this from Classic Auto Parts of America, and it says 56 to 64 Chevy pinion seal. Part number YMS 6818. Assembled in the US. It's assembled in the US. Where is it made? Who knows? But it looks nothing like what is in there. Nothing. The diameter is completely wrong. So it's not going to work. Okay, maybe not. Maybe this is an improved version. Hold on. It's not like I can send it back now. I've been sitting on it too long. Any grease or oil in there? Anything? Dummy, you shouldn't have wiped it off. All right, let's just look and see. Okay, guys, look at this. I think it will work. If you look at that, that's a nice tight fit. I think we're good. And hopefully we didn't just mess it up. All right, we're doing this. We're doing it. Why not? We're here, right? Best way to do this, I don't know. Maybe get a little chisel and get up underneath it. Or something that won't mess up the thing. I know most people would probably drill into this, but I don't know how deep the flange is since I've never messed with this one. I don't know how thick that is. So I'm afraid to drill into it. Know what I mean? Let's start with a screwdriver. Just to be safe, I'm bringing 3 different size screwdrivers. Smallest one first, and only my 2-pound hammer. There we go. All right. There's the original. And yeah, we were separating it. So we could have drilled it. The flange isn't but maybe 3/8 thick, if that. All right, and it's looks like same diameter as that, so I think we're good. Good. And actually, let me tilt this forward for you guys to see. You see that? Now, we did get some dirt in there. We'll get it out. Little chunks here and there. As far as I know, this rear end's good, so we don't want to mess it up. As for that bearing, I'm not touching it. Oh, shit. All right, we're not touching it. It's not coming out. Not taking it out. Leave it alone. Pretend you never saw it. And then that just needs to pop in. Just like it is. Just pop it in. All right, let's go get a little bit of something to put on the side. Maybe make it a little lubricated. And then get something big enough on here to knock her in. I couldn't find anything big enough diameter that I could tap. So we will do it just like we did the transmission one on the Corvette. And I will tap-a-roo this until a certain point. And then I will get a 2x4. Look at that, guys. I actually look like I know what I'm doing. All right, she is flat across the board, I think. Let's just make sure. Can't get any flatter. All right, let's go take this over there and clean it up. I'll be right back. Last little bit, it's all cleaned up. Going to slide it in, put a little bit of grease in there, just a slight amount, just to make sure, you know, it's got a little bit of lubrication to get down there. All right. Now, what is going to be the best way to get her to mount? Probably a better way than that. Good job. That's the other way. Keep going. Damn. That just did it. Wasn't expecting that. Could probably still go down just a hair more. All right. Got to be careful here because these threads look sketchy. Somebody has been doing some welding around this. And see, somebody has hit this before to prevent it from opening, and then someone's gone back and redone it. So somebody's put a seal in here before, because it looks like this thing's been gone into multiple times. I don't want to force it. It's going. And she went. And she went down to the correct. She done. All right. We did that. And it still spins freely. We're good. We're good, gentlemen and ladies. I know there's one lady that watches. And it's not my wife. I decided my back needed a break. So we have this up on jack stands, 3 of them. We're going to drain this, and then we're going to open this because I believe it's a C-clip. I don't know jack all about rear ends, but I'm assuming that because there's no way to get the end pads or the end plates off without pulling out the axle. Okay, and this is going to be a 7/8. Let's see if I can do this with it on jack stands, or if I'm going to need a power tool. Wow, I'm looking at those tires that I have that are supposedly original on the truck, and the side says do not use on highway vehicles. Apparently they're not original. How about them apples? Good Lord, how long is this thing? All right. She still had some in her. I wouldn't say a lot. Okay, well, that hole could be clogged up a little bit. I remember I told you before, I put oil in here when I moved the truck to build the shop, because this truck used to be parked like right in that corner. All right, well, let's do this. Anybody see where? Yep, I see it. Never mind. I'm assuming these are. Come on, baby. There you go. I have seen worse. Ooh. She's had a problem before. Big old chunk taken out of the bottom of this thing. Let's just move it aside for right now. And take a look at what we got. I will have to do some research to figure out gear ratios. A little rust in there, but She did roll good earlier. Oh yeah, I don't want to do it while she's on here. Why not? Oh, because it's on that. There we go. Now she rolls good. Oh yeah, look at that. Let me bring you over here. She has eaten a thing or two in her time. That is supposed to be smooth. She's typical of someone of this age. She's missing a few teeth. I would say she's had a catastrophic failure in her time, and then somebody fixed it. Hence why those threads were damaged, and it looked like somebody had been in there several times before. Yeah. That almost looks like this ate into that. But how would that happen? Unless this is not the original ring gear. Maybe the original one cracked, broke off, and this ate it and shoved it down. Is that supposed to be cut out like that? Because the reason I ask is, if you look at this, you can see where that dug into there before. I need some light. I don't have any light. All right, let's clean some stuff up real quick and see if I can get some numbers, and let's see if we can figure out what ratio she is. All right, guys, I looked it up. There's no markings on here except for these two stampings. One says J3 and the other says B2, which doesn't tell me jack all. So I counted the rings. We have 39 rings. And then I marked the pinion and I counted the pinion, and we have 10 teeth on the pinion. So that tells me this is a 390 if I am correct, right? Right? Yeah, 390. Well, I looked it up. These didn't come with a 390. They came with a 307 in a 10-bolt pattern. So let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is a 10-bolt rear end. So it says we have a 390. So this must be aftermarket stuff in here, if that is a 390. And that means it's going to be a little peppy. Let's continue. That's all I got to say about that. I've done this a couple times before. Once on a 4x4 Suburban. It was successful. And then once on my 79 Corvette. It was not successful. But that's because I took everything out, rebuilt it, and put it back in. On the other one, I took everything out and rebuilt it. That's what gave me the confidence to do it on the Corvette. I just didn't get something right. Smart man, we just used a small wrench now. And it looks like it's C-clip if I'm looking at that correctly. Look, I'm reaching around like I'm gonna push it through. Let's try it from this end. Nothing. I thought it would just push out. Am I incorrect on that, guys? Will it not just push out? It seems to me it has to push out to get that block out, because you have to have that block out in order to get the C-clips out. As y'all know, the Corvette has the posi rear end. This does not. Yeah, that won't come out until that piece comes out. So if this is where the screw is to hold it in, I'm going to suggest it goes down. I just don't want all my tools getting all crappy. Nope, where's the longer one? Just gonna do a little tap tap. Nothing. No tappity tap tap. Is there more than one screw holding this in and I'm just not paying attention? All right, well, I'm at the limit of my expertise. So, this requires some research. It's been a couple of days. We've actually had a cold front come in. Look, I'm wearing pants and a jacket. When we left off, I could not get this out, okay? And I did not want to force it because I did not know if I was doing it correctly. So I watched a few videos and I saw a guy hammer the living shit out of his. I'm like, well, I hope the hell I don't have to do that. So from the end where the bolt was that held it in, I just took this and smacked it a couple of times with a hammer. Not super hard, but harder than I had before. And then it dislodged it and it came out. It came to right there. All right, so now we will continue to get it out. Just obviously not with that. I guess I'm gonna have to push it out all the way. But how do you, I can't do that with it in there. And see, now it's touching, so it's not gonna come out. I just screwed myself. And all I'm trying to do is lift it back up a little bit, get it past this point in here, and I'm not having success. I don't want to, it actually looks like it's mangled already. That's the problem. Not like I got any spares laying around, you know what I mean? Here we are again. It's almost there. It's just a matter of me being able to get something to push it back up with. But I'm not having good luck. There we go. And pull. Okay. So we've got to figure out a better way of getting that out. We have to be careful because I don't want to mar it up any more than it already is. All right. Remember my philosophy. It's not stupid if it works. Okay? So I'm going to use a cloth so that we don't completely foobar it. She started moving. Fingers. Ow. Fingers are out of the way this time. Scheiße. Here's a stupid question. Can I do this? Yes, I can. It moved. Not a lot, but more than before. Ah, right in the grease. All right, get another rag. You know, I was thinking last night, I don't think I've got any gear oil, so I'm gonna have to make another trip to the store. That'll have to be tomorrow. Today's just one of those cold, rainy days where you don't want to do shite. But the family's out of town, so to kill time, I decided to come out here. Here it comes. Come on, baby. Booyah! This is the piece I was talking about that was in the center, okay? All the videos I looked at, nobody had this. So I was like, what the hell? Now I can see the C-clips. Okay, I knew somewhat of what I was talking about. Now, obviously, it's a nice fit. There we go. And I want to show you guys how marred up this is. All right. And oh, you can feel the roughness on this thing. All right. there it is. If you look at it, she's chewed up here. See there? This thing has got some stories to tell. See, it's got burrs on it. I think if we clean these burrs off, she will fit in there much, much better. See, look right there. It's had a chunk taken out of it. All right. So now that we got that, let's just put that right there. What were we doing? Oh, yes. I'm going to turn this in hopes that you can see. Now that it's gone, I'm going to push this one. I'm going to do my best to keep the light on it. There. Now you can see the C-clip. Hold on a second. And this is going to be hard to show and film at the same time. All right, I'm going to get this one first, or attempt to. All right. Huh. Hold on a second. I thought they said that went in. No, that doesn't go in anymore. So how would you get the C-clip out? Or do you have to remove the spider gears? You must have to remove the spider gears, because it doesn't push in. See, I don't know if you can see it right here. See how that, right there, yes. Okay. In all the other videos I looked at, they said to push it in, the axle that is, towards the center, and you can take that out. Well, it doesn't work. Mine doesn't do that. So it's almost like I have got to take the spider gears, both the bottom, the top one, and then the sides out. Let me investigate. Okay, I spoke too soon. As soon as I turned off the camera, I went to the one on my left, and it pushed in. The one on my right does not. And if you see there, the C-clip has fallen out. And of course, it's the right one that's leaking. All right, so let's grab that real quick. And that didn't work, so let's go down below and get it. I can't see it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. C-clip. Why? Because it's in the shape of a C. The bottom spider gear and the top one came out, okay? So, I tried moving the one on the right. That was a no-go. She doesn't want to move. Meaning the axle doesn't want to push in to do anything. So the only thing I know is to take this off, but I don't know if that comes off. And that feels like it's part of it, because it's firm. Out, finger. But why won't it push in unless this whole thing is just foobarred? I had a big foobar there. Apparently my mic turned off. So y'all did not get to hear me bitch and moan. Now you can. I was outside talking with my lawn guy, Jeff, because he's doing me a solid by doing my yard so I don't have to. Now, this looks dry now. So I'm not even going to fart with it. We're going to go straight to the pain of the torch. Now, here's the problem. This is not MAP gas. This is just propane, regular propane. Nobody had any MAP gas, so I'm going to have to sit here for a while, probably. So now we just have to heat it up. I'm seeing smoke now. Well, let's do ear protection. Wrong hammer. That was my finger. We have movement. Woo! Imagine if that had been my leg. All right, I can't find the impact socket that I was beating the hell out of before because it's already mangled. So now I have to mangle a new one. It's slowly going, and I do mean slowly. Real slow. Uh-oh. I'll just have to reset my back later. We're getting there, folks. Slowly. I'd like to say surely, slowly but surely, but I'm not sure about shit. Yeah, she's moving. Hot. That's half inch. Wish I could just lay it in there and just whack it. Oh, wait a minute, you might be able to now. More. Stupid question. Now that I've broke the seam, I wonder if I could spray that with some PB Blast. All right, I sprayed PB Blast on it. I've let it soak. I've hit it a couple times since the camera was on. She's out about 3/4 of an inch. Ta-da! That's hot. That's hot. Woo, baby, woo! 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 I'm worn out. As you can tell, I'm not in any kind of shape. Well, round is a shape. I think it's safe to say that the heat's got it done up just nice. In here, I took my damn headphones off. Okay, you're gonna go in there. So you already got a bushing on there. All right, so we'll sit that down. You need a bushing. It's like you need a bushing, and you need a bushing, and you need a bushing. I'm an idiot. Just ignore me. Need this, go there. Need that to go there. And I got on my ass backwards. No, this is not heavy and pulling on my back. Not at all. Continue, please. Ow! That was a toe. I'm not having a good day, guys. Ugh. I know you don't want to hear me whine. Never mind. Are you shitting me? There we go. No rubber. Fudge. Well, at least I noticed it before I assembled everything, right? After this, we will look at the other side to make sure I did it right. It is now. All right, I think that is good. Same as the other side. Get my tools out of the damn shit.
cut.
Update. I got it. It was not fun. Let me tell you how I did it. I heated up the spider gear, smacked it with a hammer using a block of wood. It went in. I was able to get the C-clip off, and then the axle was stuck. So now I had to knock the axle back out,
And the bearing is seized on the axle. So now we're going to get that off. But I do have a bearing separator. So it looks like we're going to be ordering bearings. That's how the bearing separator works. Goes around that. I use this. Well, it's been a while since I've used it, but I think I used it on my, what was I taking that off? Oh, it was on the Corvette when I redid the bearings in the other motor, or the other axle on the Corvette that I screwed up. Now, if I remember correctly, there's supposed to be another part to this. Yeah, that's not going to work, because it's supposed to fit right over here. Oh, and I'm leaning up against the damn axle. Maybe just squeezing it together will be enough. Okay, so there you go. Now, this, I believe, is either part of the bearing or it's a spacer. All I know is it was the last thing to come out. So it'll be the first to go back in, unless it's just a broken part. That's not going to work. The way the bearing separator works is you have bolts that you put on this side. This goes directly in the middle, and you tighten it, and it pulls it. So, won't work. So we need to come up with a better way to do it. But I would like to thank Jason. He was the one that gave me the idea on how to do that, and it worked. So thanks, bud.
All right, so while we wait for our bearings to come in, I'm going to address this. I got a little happy with the grinder when I took off the motor mount. So I'm going to fill this in with a little weld and sand it back down. I mean, not exciting to do, but it's got to get done. And I'll put you on fast forward. All right, good enough. You never know it was there unless you look really hard, right? Here, look hard. Can you see it? All right, now, that other cross member should go right across there when we put the motor in. Maybe in next video we'll put the motor in, or try to. I would like to get the rear end in this video, since it's called installing suspension part 2, but we've come across some issues, and so now I have to wait on a bearing. Once the bearing gets here,
all right, we've made a discovery, and it's not good. Let me cut this little piece off real quick. And yes, I'm using a grinder right near my axle, but I'm going to show you why. As soon as I can get this little piece out there enough. And yes, I hit the axle, but it doesn't matter. Why did I grab there? All right. Enough of this stuff. I'm tired of dealing with it. I've been working on this thing for a few minutes now. Let's get this off of here. And if some of you can already see it, then you'll know what the problem is. There. Do you see that? Do you see that groove? Yeah, it's not supposed to be there. This axle is ruined. The bearing just burned through there. I don't know how long it's been going on, but it's been long enough that that is toast. Toast. This is what a normal one should look like. No groove in it. We have a groove. So now I get to go start pricing these things.
Yay! All right, it's next day. I got online last night, well, for a lot of yesterday and last night, and I could find exactly no axles. None. None that would be a direct fit. Nothing that I could get without having to have one made, which I find completely unbelievable. But there you have it. I can't get another axle. So this is going to be put back together and thrown behind the shop until I decide what to do with it. What are we going to do for a rear end, you ask? Glad you asked. I got on Facebook Marketplace and I found a replacement rear end. I've just got to go get it. It's an hour and a half away and I will do that tomorrow. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to end this video here. Now, what did we accomplish? We learned a little bit about axles and differentials, and we welded up some cuts that I put in there by accident, and we finished putting together the leaf springs on the rear end, and then we replaced the eye bolt that was broken. So we got a few things accomplished this week. So if you made it this far, thank you very much. Tune in next time and we will hopefully have a rear end to put in this vehicle, or excuse me, to put in this chassis, and then you'll see where we're going to go from there. I have a bunch of parts, and next time you will see what parts I have, and we'll start sticking them on this thing, because then comes the time of cutting out the floor in the cab and replacing it. So appreciate you watching. If you would, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And until next time, this is Whatever Garage, out.